Through its half-century of history, the Toronto Transit Commission subway train system has gone through numerous changes. Some of these changes left whole stations abandoned, right where you may pass by every day. Never seen them? Maybe you need to look lower.
What's your name to start off, and what is your position at the TTC?
Okay, I'm Jim Marino. I work for TTC for the last 3 years. I drive bus. I work out of Mount Dennis Division, which is just north of here. I've been down to Bay Station. They took us down there just to show us what it looks like.
Below a handful of stations in the TTC subway system exist abandoned tracks, tunnels, and platforms once bustling with commuters. The most infamous example is Bay Station, which has a fully functional, near-identical station just below it. Commonly called Lower Bay, this station was opened for 6 months in 1966 between February and September. Its function was to divert trains from the Yonge University line to the Bloor-Danforth line, allowing passengers to travel downtown without switching trains. However, it was an experiment that quickly proved to be a failure, as any delay on that line would delay the entire system. Additionally, it created a scenario where there were 2 trains on different tracks leaving Bay eastbound at the same time. People would stand on the stairs between the 2 platforms as there was no way of telling which train would arrive first.
I'm a filming tours and specialist at the TTC, and I'm doing this job for really customers. So Bay Lower was opened in 1966. We had it open for 7 months during the test period. While we were testing the connection between the existing lines that were over the station and this little bit of line at Bay Lower. And so what we found was that during this test period, what was happening is one thing was people were getting on the wrong train and heading for downtown and not really wanting to go downtown, but you educate people, they would have gone eventually. The bigger problem was that we had a problem with this little bit of line here that runs from Yonge Station to Museum. That's kind of this connecting piece that it affected the entire system that was in existence at the time. So they just said, yeah, we can afford to do that, so they shut it down and continued to operate the line separately.
Hi, my name is Ralph Willner. I moved from Montreal to Toronto in the late 70s, but I used to visit Toronto very often, and the office that I was going to was at the Bay and Queen Street, and I would use the Lower Bay station to exit the subway and walk up Bay Street to Queen Street. What I remember is that at Lower Bay, there were 2 trains that were at the station, but one was elevated above the other. And in order to get the other one, you'd have to leave the lower one, go up a series of stairs to go further west or to go further east. I never understood why they did that because there was no straight through to going west from the Lower Bay.
What they use the station now for is if they want to get a train from the Bloor line to the Yonge lane, they will use that station to make it turn to go from North Yonge down to South Yonge if they want. They also use the station for movie shoots. It looks like the normal base station that you go into. However, it is run down because it hasn't been used in so many years. I hear it's haunted. Some people have gone down there and they've heard things, like late at night.
This brings us to one of Toronto's most fabled ghost stories. Over the years, there have been multiple reports of sightings of a figure in a red dress in Lower Bay Station, allegedly floating around the boiler room and tracks. Sources have attributed this to an individual who was killed by a train during the time that the station was open. It's unclear whether this was by her own choice or not, but regardless, she had her legs torn from her body in the process. Some say she still wanders the station, floating, to look for her legs. Lower Bay is not the only station of its kind. Queen Station has closed off streetcar platforms surrounding it and a cavern of sorts dug beneath, where construction ceased after the failure of Lower Bay. Osgood Station is also rumored to have a second set of unused platforms. Lower Bay and these other unused stations are especially interesting as they are part of the system so many of us use every day, yet so few know about them. They constitute a uniquely tangible part of Toronto's history and will likely do so for years to come. All this begs the question, what other secrets could lie just lower?